In this presentation, we will see different ways to represent a relation. So let's get started. Let's say we have two sets A and B. Here you can see we have these two sets A and B. This is just an example. There are multiple ways to represent a relation. Let me tell you, there are multiple ways to represent a relation. Okay. Let's say we want to represent a relation R which consists of all ordered pairs x, y, where x belong to A and y belong to B, and x is less than or equal to y. Okay. We want to define a relation R which consists of all ordered pairs of this form x, y, where x belong to A, that is set A, and y belong to set B. And it must be well noted that x must be less than or equal to y. Okay, there are multiple methods to represent this relation R. First method is quite obvious, that is listing method, right? Just list all the ordered pairs of the relation. Here you can see I have listed down all the ordered pairs of this relation R, that is 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 4, 2, 2, 2, 4, 3, 4, right? Here you can see that first element is always less than or equal to the second element, right? This is listing method. Now the second method is set builder method. Here you can see that I can define a relation R from A to B, and it must consist of all the ordered pairs of this form x, y such that x is less than or equal to y. In other words, I can say that relation R is nothing but the set of all ordered pairs of this form x, y such that x belong to A and y belong to B, and x is less than or equal to y. This is set builder notation. Okay. Now the third method is statement representation. For all x belong to A and for all y belong to B, x is related to y if and only if x is less than or equal to y. This is statement representation. We are talking about every element of A and every element of B. Okay. For all x belong to A and for all y belong to B, x is related to y if and only if x is less than or equal to y. Simple, right? Now the fourth representation that I want to discuss is matrix representation. This is quite simple representation, and sometimes it helps us in finding the solution of the questions easily. Okay? This is how we can represent relation R. Here let us suppose the cardinality of A is M and cardinality of B is N. That means we have M elements in set A and N elements in set B. Then obviously we can easily create a matrix of size M cross N, right? There must be m rows and n columns in this matrix, right? Here in this example, obviously we have 3 elements in set A. Therefore, 3 rows must be there in this matrix. And we have 4 elements in set B. Therefore, 4 columns must be there in this matrix. And in order to represent this ordered pair 1, 1, we must put 1 in this particular position. That is, in this cell. This cell represents the ordered pair 1, 1. Putting 1 over here means that we are including 1, 1 in relation R. Similarly, putting 1 over here means that we are including 1, 2 in relation R, right? And you can see over here that 1, 4 is also included in R. Therefore, we must put 1 over here, as this cell represents the ordered pair 1, 4, right? Similarly, we can put 1 over here and 1 over here. Also, we can put 1 over here. This cell represents ordered pair 2, 2. This cell represents this ordered pair 2, 4, and this cell represents this ordered pair 3, 4, right? So this is the matrix representation of relation R. Now the fifth representation is graph representation, okay? And that too, we are considering directed graph. Here you can see I'm representing all the elements of set A and set B by these nodes, right? Here I have written all the elements of set A, and here I have written all the elements of set B. These nodes are representing the elements of set A, and these nodes are representing the elements of set B, okay? And here you can see I have drawn a line from this node to this node. This is a directed edge, you can see, from this node to this node. Why this is a directed edge? Because I want to say that this element is the first element of the ordered pair, and this element is the second element of the ordered pair, right? Therefore, arrow must point to this particular node, right? We can also draw a line from 1 to 2, and arrow must point to this particular node, right? This is also a directed edge. That is why it is called directed graph. you can see directions are provided from this to this, okay? Then from this to this, and so on. So this is graph representation of a relation, okay? Now we will consider the last way to represent a relation, that is arrow diagram representation. Obviously, we are already familiar about this particular representation. This is arrow diagram representation. Here I have to write all the elements of set A and all the elements of set B. And here you can see these lines are drawn and this mapping is representing relation R. Here you can see a line is drawn from 1 to 1, then 1 to 2, 1 to 4, 2 to 2, 2 to 4, then 3 to 4, right? This is arrow diagram representation of relation R. So there are total 6 ways to represent a relation, and that's what we have seen in this particular lecture. Okay friends, this is it for now. Thank you for watching this presentation.